If you've not been to a friend meetup yet, like, you are really missing out because it is a great place to meet new people. Hi, I'm Elaine. I'm 26 years old, and today I went on a friend meetup in Piedmont Park. And honestly, it was literally so amazing. So me and my friend, we get there to Piedmont Park. It's very sunny. It's a little bit overcast, but it's not too big of a deal. It's still very warm. So when me and my friend got there, we essentially were like, hey, how's everybody doing? Well, that was mainly me because I was just so excited. It's like, hey, you guys, how's everybody doing? And people said, hey, they waved. And that was really cool to see everybody being so open to making new friends. So I first went up to a group and I kind of just introduced myself. I was like, hey, how are you doing? And what was also awesome is that when you go to an event like this, you can say, have you been to an event like this before? And that's a great starter question. I said, this is my first time. How long have you been going to these things, these types of events? And that is kind of like an icebreaker kind of thing. I talked with this one guy who talked about like traveling a lot. Was able to talk with him and say, hey, like, why do you travel a lot? What are you looking for? Why did you move? That's another great thing too, is like when you ask people where they're from, they can say, hey, I'm from so-and-so state and all that good stuff. And sometimes you'll hear people say like, I've been in Atlanta for 2 years. And it's like, oh, well, where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe. So yeah, another question was, what do you do for work? So I know that's like a basic question. And sometimes people don't want to talk about work, and that's completely fine. I kind of mentioned where I work briefly and I was like, okay, there's so many more interesting things about me. It's just up to you. That's the question that you can use. It's kind of like pretty much your go-to. But another thing that I said was like, hey, what do you like to do for fun? That's important to know. You want to definitely meet people that have the same interests as you. It's nice to meet other people that don't have the same interests because you can like try to introduce each other to things, but it's great to find people that you do have a similar interests to. I met some people that like tarot and like reading and like audiobooks, and like I talked with this one group where we were talking about like having like a murder mystery night thing. Like that was really fun too. So eventually what happened is me and my friend would be together, and then I would branch off and she would still stay with that group, and then I would come back and then she would go off to another group. It wasn't like it was coordinated. It was more of like, hey, I'm feeling the conversation kind of end or lull, or maybe I just want to go talk to this other person that looks really interesting. Like there's just one person that had a dog. Oh my god, that was such a great opener. Just like, hey, can I meet your dog? Like, can I touch your dog? Can I pet that dog? Like, it was really great. So it's always great when people bring animals. I'm a big animal lover, so that's another way to get into that conversation. So like when you're talking with people, like it can get awkward at times. There might be like pauses, but like that's okay. Like it's okay to just be awkward sometimes. Like you just have to be. So I was watching a couple videos before this meetup, and it was just basically about how to make friends. And I did this because I was a little bit anxious. I didn't know what to really expect. I'd never been to one of these types of events before, but I just felt like it would be helpful. And one of the things that Michelle B said, I don't know if you guys follow her, but she's a great YouTube content creator. And one of the things that she said in her video is that it is a long game. And essentially like you're not gonna meet your best friend immediately. And that's totally okay. What you're doing is like laying the foundations of like, hey, I do generally like this person and I would like to see where it goes. Another thing like is there was a girl there, she was doing readings, like tarot readings. I was like, oh my god, I love tarot. So like I sat down and I had a reading with her. So that was pretty cool to be able to meet and talk with her on a spiritual level and like talk about the things that are going on in my life, talk about her life. She was able to open up in that way. So that was really fun too. And what's so cool about it too is that you'll have this event that's going on and you might see the same faces, you might see new faces as more people come in. There's just one person I continually talk to. I'm like, hey, what's going on? How's it going? You know, and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And so the next time I go to the event, I'll be like, hey, I remember you. I remember your name. Like, hey, what's going on? One thing that I really loved that was so cool is like me and my friend that I came with, we've been friends since the 5th grade. And so we met this other pair of friends and they're like, yeah, we've known each other since the 5th grade. We're like, oh my god, me too. So like that was a really cool bonding experience of like, hey, like I've had a friend that I've known for that long, you know? So we were able to connect on that level. So hopefully we'll be able to hang out with them a little bit more and get to know them and like develop friendships with them. I got a lot of people's Instagram. That's another cool thing is like we were all in a group and we're like, hey, like let's exchange Instagrams. That was a really cool way of like getting to know people, getting to know their personality, just scrolling through their Instagram real quick. I probably could have looked at people's Instagrams a little bit more. I kind of did that afterwards when I was like leaving and going home. One thing I will say before I end this video is that I think that if you don't have any meetups near you, create one. Like, go on TikTok, go on Instagram, and just create a meetup and like just say, hey, we're gonna go to this local park. If you're interested, totally go for it. I don't know all the ins and outs and the logistics of the people that created the one that I went to, but it's doable. Like, they started small and now they're big, and so many people from around Atlanta come. So just like, it really, you just need to like put yourself out there and like just be willing to like just see what happens. And honestly, you might be surprised to see what you find and the people that you meet. I'm excited to go to the next one. I'll let you know how that goes as well. So thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. And make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.